Hebrew Israelites, brothers and sisters, the 12 tribes of Israel scattered all over the earth. Welcome back. This is your Moray, Dr. Yeshua, and my brothers and my sisters, we want to take this moment to say thank you so much for your subscriptions. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your comments. And most of all, thank you for your prayers. So we just continue to ask you, my brothers and sisters, to invite your friends and loved ones to participate in this ministry. Now, if you have Facebook, FaceTime, Twitter, and any of the social media that you use, my brothers and sisters, we're going to ask you to post there the journey back to Abaya, and let people ask you what it is, so you can explain to them, you can tell them what this is all about. Our Hebrew Israelite brothers and sisters, my brothers and sisters, that they need the word, they need, those of the remnant. We don't know who they are, but we have to say it, we have to give the message out to everyone, so those who hear may come to Yahuwah. Praise his holy name. So we will start in verse 11, and it said, I was reproached among all my enemies, but especially among my neighbors. And let me read the whole verse. So they say, and a fear to mine acquaintance. It was a fear. They're afraid of him. Every time they see him, they say, here he comes again. He said, they that did see me without, they fled from me. Man, there's something about that guy. No, let's go. Let's move on. Can you imagine? You have your neighbors and your friend, and when they see you coming, they start running inside the house. You see them, they're talking, and then they see you coming, they say, they come, hey, let's go. You start running, leaving. Oh my goodness, man, what's going on? All that kind of stuff make you feel, wow, what's going on with me? It's like the people, in the ancient time, not even so long ago, I understand. When I see a person that has a certain kind of sickness, like an ailment, like what they call leprosy and stuff, anything that has to do with sores, and I see him coming back, you're running. When I was a little boy, I never hung around. And that's if someone coming with, who's sick like that, I'm gone. And when we were kids and we used to hear, they talk about like certain kind of fever, and if we know a person had it, we're gone. We're not sticking around. The person that has like a tuberculosis and things like that, if you heard that they have it and any members of the family had it, you don't want to hang around them because you think you're going to get it too. So, you just take precaution and you run. But we were just scared. We were afraid. So we could imagine how David feel when he see all these people running away from him. He start wondering, what's going on with me? What happened to me? Look at the word care is the word reproach there, and is the word reproach. It's a rebuke. It's a something reproachfully. It's something shame. He something continually something disgrace, pudenda is the word here, to rebuke, to reproach, as a shame, just basically. He talk about like a blaspheme, the word betroth, blaspheme, to defy or to rail, upbraid, It comes from a primitive root to pull off. That is, by implication, by stripping, specifically betrothed. If a surrender to carp at something, to defame, to spend the winter, betrothed, blaspheme, defy, is something like you're in jeopardy, to rail at and to reproach or to upbraid. That's what the word really means there. And so David is saying here that he was reproached among all his enemies. Okay? Well, we know what he was going through. That is no joke, what he was going through. And then listen what he said. Especially, well, you could expect anything from your enemies. Okay, your enemies are up to no good. You don't rely on your enemies. You know what they're up to. You know how they're gonna act. You know how they're gonna behave. Okay, their job is to get you. Is that we know Hasatan and his workers of iniquities. They are our enemies, my brothers and my sisters. We know exactly how they're gonna behave. We're not ignorant of the devices. We know. So we should not feel bad when our enemies come up against us. We know it's something that we are aware of them. And so what we have to do, we have to prepare ourselves, for battle. Prepare ourselves for battle. I don't want to basically enter into politics there, but we have people who are running against each other right here in the U.S. And one of them who said that if I win, this is what I'm going to do. I am going to change this. I'm going to change it. Okay. We are enjoying a democracy here, right? We don't use to the autocratic way of life. All of us, we used to get up when you want to get up. Work for who you want to work for. Go to the store when you want to go to the store. Well, on an autocratic government, you can't do that. Okay? They have everything. You do it to fit the leader's way, what they said. You can look over the seas and Europe and in, Asia, and you can see how the people, the autocratic governments, and see how the people live. Okay? You go to bed when they say go to bed, But he's saying going to kill this, and he's going to kill that, and he's going to do this, and he's going to, And so people need not to let this thing catch them unaware, because they know, so they should prepare for it. Prepare for it. But when your enemies are against you, you're aware of them, but you're not sure how your neighbor's gonna act until they act. Oh my goodness! So what a behavior! So the people that you have now, and you say, okay, I know that they're my enemies out there. I know you're my enemies out there, and I'm watching you. But your neighbors now, say, man, he's my friend. I don't expect my neighbors to just jump on me like how my enemies would. And so he was shocked when his enemy and his neighbors join up with them. Okay, his neighbors is shaken. The word, the word neighbors here is the word shaken, and he talks about inhabitants are his neighbors. Inhabitants are his neighbors. It is some people who's close to you. Like I said, they're not necessarily the people who live next door to you, but people who are near, countries, next door to you. Right? Somebody in the community. Shakan, it comes from the word shakan, means resident, or by extension, a fellow citizen, a neighbor, someone who abides close to you, someone who continue to, cause havoc, even though you think that they shouldn't. They make to dwell, have habitation, people who inhabited areas close to you, people a place from a primitive root akin to shakab, through the idea of a lodging, or to compare, reside, or permanently, or to stay there for a short time, a short duration, have habitation, to inhabit, to remain, to rest close to you, to set up, a tent near to you, so he said here, I was reproached among all my enemies, but especially among my neighbors. And listen what he said, and fear to my acquaintance. So now here it is getting closer. It's like coming home, acquaintance. People who you supposed to be. You know them. They know you. You're acquainted with them. Parkard. Dread, fear, dread. Parkard. And the word here, my brothers and sisters, is pe, ket, and dalet. And what it's saying here is to dread the person. Dread, some dread. We talk about dread here, my brothers and sisters. We talk about dreadful. We talk about dreadful. We talk about, fear. Dreadful. Fear. Thing great. Fear. Terror, my brothers and sisters. Alarm. Sudden alarm. Fear by implication, the feeling, the dreadfulness. Dreadful fear. Great fear, my brothers and my sisters. Terror. And so what he's saying here is that he was fearful. He was fearful, my brothers and my sisters. His neighbors joined up with his enemies. And fear came upon him because the people that he was acquainted with, the people that he thought were on his side, or in his corner, they say, hey man, let's get away from here. No, sir, not gonna be with you. Can't help you, man. Can I talk with you a moment, man? Having a little issue, I just want to talk, just somebody to talk to. I don't need nothing from you. All I need is somebody I can just rap with. No. I don't have time, man. I don't have time. No, sir. No. And he said, and they And they that did see me without, I am gone. Look at it. When he went outside and see them, no, sir. They're gone. They're gone forever. Oh my goodness, man. What a situation that this man found himself in. My brothers and sisters, when we find yourself into that kind of situation, who are you going to run to? Who are you going to run to? He said, those who see me, they fled. They fled. That is like, man, who is that guy, David? He's the one that one of those, killings, and cutting out those king's head and doing all that kind of stuff in war, He's the one that killed that Goliath, remember? Yeah. And you know what? When you come to think about it, the Goliath was my cousin, He was, yeah, man. Yeah. He was our cousin. Man, look here, man. I don't want to be around this brother. I'm gone. So they figure that, he may do something to them too. But you know what, though? It's not just scared of him, but because of who he had on his side. Okay? Because of whom he has on his side. Yahuwah. And they know that. These enemies know that he has his Elohim. He has his Yahuwah that he can call on. And his Elohim was different from their Elohim. Because you see, my brothers and my sisters, if they were following his Elohim, they would not as fearful. They would not become his enemies. They would have been friends. Because they know they're traveling the same road, mining the same thing. He said, those who saw me, they saw me without. They fled from me. I'm gone. I'm not staying around here. No, sir. Not with him. No. They're gone. When that happened to you, my brothers and sisters? When that happened to you? It's just like, I have this guy, this preacher. Man, when he was starting his work, I knew him before he started his work. I knew him when he was like a minister of adult ministry, something like that, in a church, big church. And he decided that, well, the pastor used to send him out to start churches. His pastor was very mission-minded, and so they were going on different ones to go set up Bible studies in different areas. So he moved into an area and started him a church here. So I was assigned. As a matter of fact, I was the director of ministry when I started. I was director for my region, and his church was in my region. And not long after he started his church, I contributed. I gave him a keyboard and just trying to help him out to go on. And we were good friends. We were a pretty good friend. And when the issue started with my supervisor, and he decided that he was don't want to talk to me anymore. This guy, he and I used to meet a matter of fact, he was my accountability partner. We get together and, you know, ask me hard questions about my family. I ask him hard questions about his family. We used to have lunch and stuff once a month at least. And he said no. I called him one day to talk to him. He said no. He didn't want to hear me. Oh, boy. So I turned this church over that I started in Fresno to another brother. He was a deacon in the church, ordained him, turned over to him. And he called me back when we were in Jamaica. He called me back and he said, look, I'm getting a point where after a couple of years, he said he's going to step down from that and he would like to turn it back over to me. So I must come. By this time, the church moved from 2/3 Anglo to both, you know, few Anglos and half of the membership basically was African American, and then they moved now. So now it's, we'll say 80% Hispanic. And we went back and then they say, well, in order for him to turn it over to me, I have to learn Spanish. Well, my brothers and sisters, a few Spanish words that I know. You know, but I preach a couple of times in Spanish too. And was there working with it. And then the same brother who I had, you know, then I didn't want to talk to you. Told him that is a bad thing, bad business, bad if it did. And so we see that he wasn't going to. And by this time, anyhow, I was basically coming out of, you know, church ministries and going into my Hebrew life. I'm trying to tell you that you can have people who you believe in, but they come to the point where they say no. What are you going to do? All you have to do, my brothers and my sisters, is to trust Yahuwah. He calls you, and He will make it happen for you. So, my brothers and my sisters, we're going to ask you to be a blessing to someone today and walk with the King. Shalom.